Early game announcements. I hate them so much. They set up this feeling of excitement only to realize the next Elder Scrolls game was announced 5 years ago with a rumored release date being multiple years in the future. There's a game I used to be really hyped for. Not anymore though, since it feels like it's further away than GTA 6. The game I used to be really hyped for is Beyond Good and Evil 2. The game was teased all the way back in 2008 and officially announced in 2017. Despite that, the game is still in early development. So today I thought I'd take a look at the situation to see what went wrong and why Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been stuck in development hell for 15 long years. Beyond Good and Evil is a 2003 action-adventure game developed by Ubisoft Milan for the PlayStation 2, PC, Xbox, and GameCube systems. Well, I guess the game was reviewed well enough to get a sequel. During Ubi Days in 2008, Beyond Good and Evil 2 was teased, but it would take almost a decade until the official announcement in 2017. This time around, the game would be way more advanced and, quite frankly, way more revolutionary than the original. The original game was very much like everything else. It still had its own charm with boat races and space battles, but it was very similar to a lot of other PS2 games. But the sequel was set to be massive, with seamless interplanetary space travel. But with No Man's Sky doing the same thing the year prior, we all know how that went. You had to be pretty skeptical of a game promising the exact same thing, but even bigger. Well, in the sense that there would be planets with massive, sprawling cities, not in the sense that there would be 18 quintillion possible planets. Beyond Good and Evil 2 was very heavy on criminal activity. You would start off as kind of like a level 1 thug, and then work your way up the ranks and eventually become this big level 100 mafia boss. I think the game had an amazing concept going for it. Humanoid pigs and talking monkeys committing crimes, flying around on flying bikes, and going into outer space is a concept so cool I can't even explain. Plus, it would be set in an open world. Now, I understand the YouTube gaming video essayist boys love to hate on open worlds. It's just something in my head that loves a good open world. It doesn't even have to be good as long as I'm just not limited. There's another thing in my brain that just loves futuristic sci-fi environments. Now, there's not too many sci-fi futuristic open world environments. One of the only good ones I can think of is Night City from Cyberpunk 2077. So when my brain hears shoot gun and fly in futuristic open world, that just absolutely hits the spot, and I can even do it with friends. The team behind the game, Ubisoft Montpellier, have actually produced their own engine for the game, this engine being the Voyager engine. Now, on one hand, you can push beyond the boundaries of a pre-existing engine, but also Ubisoft Montpellier isn't like the biggest studio, so there could also be a lot of issues with making your own engine, issues that can very well make development a much more time-consuming task. In 2019, the official Beyond Good and Evil 2 Twitter page tweeted out, "We're almost done. Almost. Stick around, people, as there is one more surprise for all BGE2 fans." Now, clearly, they were not almost done, as it has been almost 4 years since they tweeted that out. Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been rebooted multiple times, at least once after that gameplay in 2018. But even longer before this, we know it was rebooted, since in 2009, an Xbox 360 trailer dropped, showing a very grounded and realistic environment, nowhere near the flying cars and massive statues of the 2018 city. And very recently, Beyond Good and Evil 2 was put in an even harder situation. Emile Morel, who had earlier this year taken over as creative director for the game, died age 40 last month. May he rest in peace. Okay, but I think it's pretty clear that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is possibly never coming out. It's not like Grand Theft Auto 6 or The Elder Scrolls 6, because we have vague release windows for both of those. Take-Two is supposed to see a massive income spike between late 2024 and early 2025. This spike is adding, I think it was like $2 billion, and there's no game that Take-Two owns that could produce that kind of income. A new NBA 2K would not do that, a new BioShock would not do that, hell, even a new Borderlands would not do that. But you know what game could easily earn that kind of money in like a 5-6 month period? GTA 6. while The Elder Scrolls 6 has a very vague release window of about 2026 to 2028. Okay, I got a little sidetracked there, but overall, Beyond Good and Evil 2 hasn't been officially cancelled, although I would not be surprised if it happened. Ubisoft is cutting down their budget for more creative projects like this, and they're deciding to instead just pump on their more well-known franchises like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, because that's just safe bets. You easily get money from that, even though the broader, more critical thinking gaming community community has started getting tired of these copy and paste Far Cry games and Assassin's Creed games. They always get money. It's not like Far Cry or Assassin's Creed is just going to suddenly stop making money. So they're deciding to instead pump on these massive franchises, these massive AAA franchises. And whether that's because they're money hungry or they want to gain funding for more creative projects like Beyond Good and Evil 2, I don't know. I would hope it's the second option, but it could just as well be that they're just money hungry and want money, and that they're hungry for money, and that they're craving some money, and that they're money. Shut the fuck up! But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, you know what to click. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and yeah, I'm going out. Bye-bye.